Hi everyone, welcome to Sketchup Skills. My name is Jody, and in today's video we're going to be going through some quick tutorials on how to create some furniture legs for your SketchUp models. Let's get started. We're going to start off with a few pretty basic furniture legs here. I'm just going to go through, and for most of these we're going to be starting with a simple shape of a rectangle or a circle, and we're just going to be making some minor modifications. Most of what we're going to do is going to be using all the basic tools in SketchUp. Only one or two of our processes will use any extensions. So I'm going to try to keep these to scale. So we're going to start off with a square that's 2 inches by 2 inches. And we'll just zoom in on it so that we can see it better. So the first leg that we're going to make is just going to be an angled, we're going to put this up maybe 6 inches, and it's just going to be an a square angled leg. So we've got our rectangular shape. I'm going to select just the bottom surface, and I'm going to scale it, and I'm just going to pull one corner towards the other corner until it's got the shape that I think is appropriate. You can see this is pretty simple. You see legs like this on a lot of furniture, and the only other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top rectangle, and I'm just going to pull it up a little bit, because normally you've got this straight piece here which is attaching to some other part of the furniture. So that's the first one. Like I said, pretty simple. I'm just going to group it, and then as we go through I'm just going to hide and then move on to the next. All right, leg number 2, we're going to start off with a circle, and the number of sides it probably doesn't need to be that high. I've got it at 24, but we're just going to make a circle with a diameter of 2 inches, so the radius will be 1 inch. And we're going to pull that up. Again, let's do maybe 6 inches. And honestly, I think that's too big. Let's do this. Let's scale this down. I'm thinking that this is going to be like a piped sort of leg. And then again, let's pull it up. Let's do it about 10 inches. What I want to do here is, again, I'm going to scale this. So I'm going to, I've got all of my standard tools set to hotkeys, so I don't go over to my tool palette all the time, but just so that you know that that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to scale, and I'm going to hold the Alt key while I scale, so that it scales around the center. I'm going to squish that in a little bit, maybe scale this out a little bit. Again, zoom, do it out like that a little, and then I'm going to, while that's selected, I'm going to move it, and I'm going to click on it and then constrain it to the green axis by tapping the left arrow key. And I'm just going to move it, let's call it 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to click on the other side, and I'm going to lock it to the red axis by tapping the right arrow key. And I'm going to move it that way. And then we've got an angled, tapered tube leg. Our next leg is going to be a turned style leg. You're going to see this as a bun foot, or something that looks like it's a finial, or turned with some detail on it. So we're going to start this one off with a rectangle. I'm going to constrain it to the green axis by tapping the left arrow key, and I'm going to make this let's make it 2 inches by 6 inches. Now what we want to do here, so 2 inches is what I want it to be up at the top, but I don't want it to be that wide at the bottom. So I'm going to split this in half by drawing a line, and then I'm going to use my arc tool. Alright, so once I've got the shape that I like, I'm going to erase all the lines on the inside. I'm going to erase all the lines on the outside, and I'm going to take off this side. So basically what I've done is I've created a silhouette of what my turned leg is going to look like. Then I'm going to select my circle tool, where I've got it set for 24 sides right now. I'm going to hover over the center here, and then tap the up arrow key so that I'm constrained on the blue, and you can see my little dotted lines. I'm going to click, and then I'm just going to draw it out. It really doesn't matter how big this circle is, it's just a reference for the revolution that's going to happen. Then we're going to use our follow me tool, and we're going to click on this surface, click the follow me tool, and then click on our shape here. And you can see we've got a nice little turned leg. I actually don't like the way this part is at the top. There we go. All right, let's try that again. Double click on my circle, follow me tool, click on my surface. There we go. That's a nice little turned leg. And then we can erase this. We don't need that circle anymore. So any shape that you've got that you are working with will be great for this process. And that's that one. Group it together. Next, we're going to do a very similar style, or a similar process anyway. Again, I'm going to make a cube. This time I'm going to make it 2 inches by 2 inches. And again, I'm going to find the center point of my rectangle here. And I'm just going to draw a couple lines here. Alright, delete the outside, delete this pieces, and then I want to delete all these lines on the inside as well. Now, instead, we could do this circular, which is what we did before. If that's the shape that you're going for, that's fine. That looks like this, if that's what you're going for. But what I actually want is kind of a prismatic sort of shape. So instead, we're going to use the polygon tool. We're going to set it to have 4 sides. Whoops. Polygon tool. Again, we're going to hover over the center there. We're going to tap the up arrow key to constrain it to the blue axis, and then we're just going to draw a square, this shape here. I'm going to click on this one, and again with the follow me tool, select my surface, and I've got a nice kind of rectangular pyramid shape here. You could do the same thing here. Let's move this over, and we'll just make a copy of this and move it over, because I just want you to see the difference here. So I'm going to make this again. This is 4. Tap it up. I'm going to tap the Alt key so that it's square, so that when it gets created, it's parallel to the axes on my screen. So we're going to do that one as a square, and this one we're going to change. We're going to go back up here, and we're going to change this to 6 sides this time, just so you can see the difference. Again, we're going to hover on that point, tap the up arrow key to constrain it, and then we're just going to draw a hexagon there, so you can see the difference in what this looks like. So we've click on our shape at the bottom, follow me tool, rectangular shape, and then click on our polygon there, follow me tool, so you can see the difference in what our shapes look like. And both are appropriate depending on what kind of a foot you're making. Okay, our next couple feet are going to be using the solid tools that are part of Sketchup. If you don't have them up on your menu, you can find them in Tools, Solid Tools, and they're all right there as well. So we're going to start this one off with, again, we're going to draw a shape. Let's again do this 2 inches by 2 inches. And here we're just going to create a shape here. We're going to push-pull this. And let's push it back 3 inches. And we're going to make this a group. And then we're going to select our rotation tool, find the center point here, find the center point here. Rotate this in copy mode, so tap your Alt or Option key. This way. So we've got this shape and we've got it twice. And what we're going to do is select both pieces, select our intersect tool here from our solid tools and click that. There. And we've got a nice little solid leg right there. So this one is going to be very similar, but instead of having a straight edge over here, we're going to create a curved shape. I'm just going to draw some shapes here. Erase out the bits we don't need. Push-pull this to 3 inches. Whoops, 3 inches. Make this a group. Select the whole thing and group it. Rotate in copy mode. And then we're going to intersect these two. There we go. And then I've got one more foot that is going to use this process. This is one that I see quite a bit on contemporary styled furniture. Again, erase out the unnecessary parts of that shape. Push-pull this. Again, we're going to do 3 inches. Make that a group. Again, rotate it in copy mode. And we're going to, again, select both and then select the intersection. So that's a pretty nice foot. I do find that this one has a tendency to, not that you really see this, but if you wanted to be detailed about it, you can push-pull that piece off. Whoops. You have to make sure that you are not interfering with that curved part. So let's do it from the underside. And we'll push it. There we go. So those three are both using the intersect tool, and there's just a couple different shapes there for you to get an idea. The last one that we're going to be doing is going to use the Curvaloft tool. So we will start this off with a square at the bottom. I'm going to make this 1 inch by 1 inch. And then what I want to do is I'm actually going to come over here next to it, and I'm going to draw this at 2 inches by 6 inches. And I'm just going to create a curve here. Just a real gentle curve like that, and delete these lines out. And then I want to take this curve, I'm going to double click to select the curve, I'm going to move, and I'm going to select it at this bottom point here. And I want to hover over the midpoint and hover over the midpoint and center this bottom of this curve in the square there. And then I just want to rotate that, again select it at the bottom point, I just want to rotate it 45 degrees. So now I've got a square at the bottom here, and then I'm going to take this square, select the square, move it in copy mode. So, and I'm going to select it at the point where it meets with this bottom curve. I'm going to select it there, move it in copy mode, tap your option key to copy it, go up to the top and inference to that point again. And just tap. Okay, now I want to scale this one up, so I'm going to use the scale button and holding the modifier key, I'm going to scale around the center, and I'm just going to scale it up to about there. And I might actually scale this one down just a little bit as well. Just a little bit. Now we're going to use this tool. This is Curvaloft, and this is the one in the middle that we're using, where it's going to follow a path and change from one to the other. So we're going to select this tool. Then we're going to select our path, which is the rail. It'll turn green. Tap our little blue arrow key here, and then I'm going to select my square. It gets a number 2 next to it. Then I'm going to go up here and select this square. It gets a number 3 next to it, and then I'm going to click the check mark box there. And there's different options you can choose here. You pick the one that looks best for what it is you're trying to do. I'm going to stick to that one, and I'm going to take out that extra surface, or that extra line, and then I'm going to click my checkpoint or my check mark, and then I just want to come in here and I want to unsmooth everything. I don't need it there. So there we have a curved, an angled bent square leg that starts out, that tapers. An angled bent square leg that tapers. So that's just a few tips and tricks on how to create some different furniture legs for your SketchUp models. If you're trying to recreate a particular type of foot or leg and you're having some difficulty, of course, drop me a line in the comments below. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button for me and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see some more SketchUp tutorials.